You know, there's a very specific moment in the writing process that doesn't get talked about nearly as much as it should. And it's not the excitement of having a new idea. It's not even the satisfaction of finishing your book. It's not even writer's block, at least not in the way we usually think about it. It's actually something slightly different than that. And it lives right in that space between planning your story and actually starting to write it. You have that moment where you've got your idea and you've done some plotting. You've thought about your characters, your setting, your story arc. You've probably got notes, maybe pages of them. You may have done a completely detailed outline, or maybe you've just written some bullet points, but you think you're organized and ready to go. So you open up that blank document and then you can't write. You don't write. Not because you don't want to, not because you don't have those ideas, but because there's something else stopping you. And for a lot of writers, especially newer ones, but honestly, this can happen at any stage of your writing career, that something is fear. Not a huge, overwhelming thing, but just that quiet little nagging voice in your head. God, we all have them. What if this isn't good enough? What if I mess this up? What if my first chapter isn't perfect? What if the opening line isn't as strong enough to hook everyone to my story? And before you know it, you've closed that document again, or you've opened it, typed a sentence, deleted it, typed another sentence, deleted it again, and somehow you've sat there for an entire hour and the only thing on your page is chapter 1. Or maybe you've convinced yourself that actually you need to do a bit more planning first, just a little bit more of an outline tweak. Maybe you need a bit more depth about that character. Maybe I need to check my plot just one more time. And so you do that, which I'm sure is very helpful. And it goes on for days, weeks, sometimes months. And here's the thing. When you're in the planning stage, it all feels very safe. You feel very productive. And it feels like you're still moving forward with your book project. But at some point, that planning becomes a very comfortable way to avoid writing at all. And I say that with a lot of understanding. Got a disclaimer here. I am a pantser. I genuinely don't plan my stories at all. But I do understand what it's like to feel like when you're staring at a blank page. Writing that first draft is a special kind of vulnerable because that's where all the messy stuff happens. This is where all your imperfections can suddenly be there on the page. And especially if you're someone like me who wants to do a good job, and I know you are because you wouldn't be here otherwise, but it can feel really incredibly risky to just jump into it. But here's the truth I really want you to hear. You cannot write a perfect first draft. It absolutely does not exist. Not for me, not for you, not for anybody. And more importantly, and this is really important, you are not supposed to. A first draft is not meant to be polished. It's not meant to be clever, and it's not meant to impress anybody. Its only job is to exist. That's it. It takes your story out of your head and puts it somewhere where you can see it. Because until those words are on the page, You don't have anything to shape or refine or improve. All you've got is ideas, and nobody can see them. Ideas are wonderful, but they're not a finished book. And this is where the fear can be so misleading, because it tells you in a way that if you wait, if you just hold back, if you try to get it all right before you start, that's actually the responsible thing to do. But in reality, that is what can keep so many authors stuck. You cannot edit a blank page. You cannot improve something that hasn't been written. You can't discover what the depths of your story until you actually start to write it. I read something a couple of weeks ago. It was from a newsletter. As far as I'm aware, it's from Jessica Brody from the Writers Weekly. And she said, there is no such thing as a wasted draft. And I love that idea, because it actually reframes what we're doing when we're writing. If there is no such thing as a wasted draft, then there's no such thing as writing wrong. So it's not possible for you to say, I have ruined the story, or even thinking I should have waited until I was better. Because every single draft, no matter how messy it is, how inconsistent it is, or how imperfect, it can be as holy as Swiss cheese, and it doesn't matter, because it is all part of your process. It's discovery. It's you figuring out what your story wants to be. And a lot of times you will not get it right first time, second time, or even third. But that doesn't mean those drafts were wasted. They were necessary stepping stones on a path that led you to the version that finally worked. So instead of trying to avoid your mistakes, expect them, welcome them. Think how it would feel if you sat down to write your first draft with the understanding that it was going to be messy. And that was exactly what it was supposed to be. Because you see, your clarity, particularly the depth and the complexity and everything in your story, that doesn't come from the thinking. It actually comes from what you put on the page. You can plan a scene in your head 100 different ways, but until you actually write it, you don't know how that scene feels. You don't know how the dialogue flows. You don't know if the pacing works. You don't know if the emotional beats land the way you had fully intended them to do. And that's okay, because by writing the scene, that's how you figure these things out. Not before, but during the writing process itself. So when you sit down to write your first draft, remember you're not getting it right. You're just trying to get it written. And when you think about it in that way, that is a totally different mindset. We probably do need to talk about that whole pressure of, the whole first chapter, first line business. We all know and have heard how important the opening of your story is. It has to hook the reader in. It has to set the tone. It has to introduce the story in such a way that the readers want to know what happens next. And you've got to do it all in the matter of like the first couple of pages. I do actually think I have another video on writing chapter 1. If I can think of it and I can find it, I will link it. And I'm waving this so I remember to put the card in when I'm editing this afterwards. But the thing is yes, all right, all of that is true. But what perhaps, I'm not sure if I said that in that video or not, but I'm saying it in this one. You don't have to write your perfect opening first and then give yourself permission to finish the rest of your book. In fact, I would argue that you probably shouldn't. Because how can you write the perfect beginning of your story when you don't understand what the story is going to be, because you haven't written it yet, you haven't lived in it yet, you haven't discovered all those nuances and themes and character arcs? And don't get me started on those characters who suddenly wander off stage left when you expected to come in straight stage right. This is what happens when you're writing. This is what happens in the drafting process. So expecting yourself to nail the opening before you've written the rest of the book is like trying to write the conclusion before you've done the work. It's putting pressure in the wrong place. So give yourself permission to write a placeholder opening, something simple and functioning, something that gets you into the story. You can always come back later and rewrite it, and you probably will. The first chapter you write is rarely the very first chapter that stays. I know for myself, as a pantser, I always struggle with the first chapter because it does set the tone for everything else. And because I actually don't even have a plan. I've just got a couple of pictures and a sort of semi-idea. So my first chapter is always clunky, is always feels a bit like I'm trying too hard. But that's okay, because I just keep writing, just keep writing, just keep writing. And that first bit, I'll just tweak all that out when I finish the book. That's what you do. That is not failure. That's part of the process. So if you're sitting there thinking, but what if it's really bad? Let it be bad. Bad words on a page can be improved. When there's no words on the page, you've got nothing there to improve because nothing happens. We need to stop seeing mistakes as something to avoid and start seeing them as something that we can work with. Because every mistake you make in your first draft is information, okay? It's showing you what doesn't quite work yet. It's giving you something to refine or build off of or change. But either way, it's moving you forward, even if it doesn't actually feel like it in the moment. And I know that can be uncomfortable, especially if you're someone who takes pride in doing things well first time. How many of us were raised to be that way? It can also be difficult if you've spent your life being careful or thoughtful and wanting to get things right. But writing doesn't necessarily work like that. Writing a book, in particular, fiction, it's messy, it's creative, and it's unpredictable. And sometimes the best parts of your story comes from things you didn't plan, lines you didn't expect, and moments where your characters did go totally off-piste, but they just happened because you were in the flow of the writing. And you don't get to get those moments if you're not writing. If you're just waiting for them to happen, they won't. You have to be writing them down for that flow to happen. So if you're standing at that edge right now and you've got your pile of notes and your ideas and your plan and everything else, and I am not joshing you about that. Some people it makes writing so much faster and easier if you know where you're going. It's just some of us, our brains don't work that way. But if you're hesitating, here's just a couple of ideas. Just lower the bar a bit, for example. Not permanently. This is your first draft. And so decide that this version of your story is allowed to be imperfect. In fact, just expect it to be. And in the second place, set yourself a little goal. Not write the perfect chapter, not write the perfect first line, not even write something publishable. Just, I want to write this many words today, or I want to write for this length of time. And focus on the act of writing itself, not the outcome. And thirdly, Remind yourself that this draft is private. Nobody else has to see it. You're not being judged. You're not being evaluated. You are just exploring your story. And perhaps fourth, keep that quote in mind. There is no such thing as a wasted draft, because every word that you write is part of a journey. Even those ones you delete. Boy, I've got some doozy scenes I've deleted in the past. And finally, how about you start before you feel ready? Because the thing is you might never feel completely ready. And there's always going to be a reason why you can wait. And there's always going to be a part of you that just wants to tweak something just a little bit more. But at some point, you have to choose to begin to write. Not because everything is perfect, but because it isn't. And that is exactly why first drafts exist. To take something perfect and give it shape. Open the document, write a sentence. Doesn't have to be a perfect one. Just write the first sentence. Then write the next one and the next. And before you know it, you'll have something you can work with. Something that didn't exist before you started. And that is where every finished book begins. So what do you think, my friends? Are you hovering in that space between plotting and world building and then the writing process itself? Are you still struggling to write that perfect first line or chapter? I'd be really curious about how much plotting and world building you actually do before you start to write, because as a confirmed pantser myself, I like hearing about other experiences. So please, if you want to share, let me know in the comments below. But as for that, I put out long form content on Mondays and Thursdays. If you ever want to hear me reading my own work, it'd be help if I could get these words out. I do roughly a half-an-hour video where I'm doing exactly that on Saturdays. I thought I was reading Scarbonds. I'm not sure if I am. As I say, this video has been pre-recorded. But anyway, I absolutely love to read your comments and answer every single one. So if you agree with me, disagree with me, have a question, or just want to say hi, I truly appreciate it. I appreciate the interaction because it does help these videos go out to more people. I also love to feel we're building our own little writing community right here. Please hit the like button if you thought this was helpful. And if you're keen on seeing more like this, then please also hit the subscribe button as well. And don't forget to tick the bell for all notifications. In the meantime, until next time, keep writing, my friends. And remember, writing is supposed to be fun. Bye.